welcome to the third installment of the Tea with Jane Austen baking series. Today we're making English muffins, and then I'm gonna make a mixed berry jam to go along with that. That recipe's not in here, but you've gotta have jam to go with English muffins. So I'm gonna include the recipe in the caption. And since spring is finally here and the weather is so beautiful outside, after we make these, I'm gonna have a little tea party out on the patio. If you're wondering how this specific recipe correlates to the Jane Austen world, it says that Mr. Woodhouse comments on Emma serving them to her guests, and they're also served with after-dinner tea in Pride and Prejudice. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and let's begin baking. This recipe only has 2 steps, so for step number 1, we're gonna mix the yeast and salt into the flour and make a well in the center. From there, we're gonna beat in the egg and pour the milk. Alright, this is what the dough is looking like. It's still pretty sticky, so I may end up kneading some more flour into it, which leads us to step number 2. Step number 2 says to knead it on a floured surface until it is smooth, then return the dough to the bowl, cover with a tea towel, and let rise until doubled in size for about 45 to 60 minutes. And then while the dough rises, we're gonna make the jam. I'm very optimistic about how these are going to turn out. The dough feels great. And then I dampened the towel. I'm going to microwave it for a minute so that it gets warm and helps the dough rise better. For the jam, you can use frozen or fresh berries. I have this many mixed berries, and then I'm just going to use some strawberries that I picked and froze the other day, and then maybe some blueberries. I got this glass simmer pot that I've been wanting to use forever, and I haven't had a chance yet, so we're gonna do that today. The lime gives it such a beautiful, bright pop of flavor. I'm gonna bring this to a boil and then add the cornstarch to thicken it and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. I'm not going to put the cornstarch directly in. I'm gonna add a little bit of water so that it doesn't clump up in the jam. Okay, the berries are boiling now, so I turned the heat down to low so that it can simmer. And before I cover that back up, I'm gonna use this potato masher to burst the berries. The dough has finished rising. She's doubled in size, nice and poofy. Muffins are rising for another 30 minutes. I covered them with a sheet of parchment paper and placed them in the oven. It's not on, but I turned the light on so that it would have a nice warm place to rise. They're done. I cooked them for 8 minutes on each side. They turned out so cute and poofy, and they smell really good. I'm gonna go set up the tea party, and then I will do a taste test. Taste test, but instead I ate it. It's so good, and they're so versatile. You can do jam, butter. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna make a bacon, egg, and cheese English muffin for breakfast. Thank you for being here to experiment new recipes with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.